Random. That was random.
Welcome to another episode of Random. We're here with my friend Nick.
What's up, Michael?
Nothing much. How are you been? How was your Thanksgiving?
Oh, Thanksgiving. No, it was actually, it's depressing.
Yeah. That's how I feel like too. I was like, what do we really like? Thanksgiving, like we always were taught in grade school about like, the Pilgrims and, Native Americans. I'm like, I thought about, I was like, man, the colonialists in America, we just straight like genocide them.
We were joking about it. I was like, it's another day celebrating colonialism, but we do that every time every time you make money, man. Every time you get a paycheck, half that shit goes to colonialism.
Right.
I'm doing it.
Like you said, back in the, that's what the Boston Tea Party was about. No taxation without what's the word I'm working for?
Reciprocation.
No.
Relocation.
Representation.
Molecular decimation.
I had too many things going in my head at once.
Right.
Yeah. So, and I'm like, okay, representation. What is
how am I represented?
What are we getting represented now?
No.
I mean, it's all about like, let's represent and into our own pockets to get it bigger. Like we were talking about the one senator or governor from California that we were just talking about him buying a mansion.
Oh yeah.
Where
off the homeless money.
Yeah, right. Buying a mansion that doesn't, have
ironic right there.
Yeah, the ironic of that it doesn't even add up to his annual salary.
We took a bunch of money from the homeless to buy the bigger home.
And they're still
homeless.
They're still homeless.
Yeah.
And then people are complaining about all these homeless being
taxes,
there.
Dude. Thank God for
right.
that.
Thank God for taxes, right. At least
how would Israel be bombing out Palestine without tax money from yours truly?
There's so many different things.
I try to tell them. I try to tell them I'm going to pay quarterly. I try to tell. Have you ever tried to tell them on the paycheck? I mean, I know you do 1099 work a lot of times, but if you start doing in the union shit, like I looked at my check and it's wild, like amount of money taken out. Especially when you get overtime, you hit like 14 hours overtime, and they hit you for like 50% of it.
So that's another thing. Is like, okay, yeah, you do like road work and blah blah blah, but like if you think of it, like in a broad spectrum of everybody in the United States getting that money taken out, that's a ton of money. And then why are we giving money overseas when we have so many different problems like right here?
Oh, well, because that's not what they're taking the money for. They're taking the money to fucking use it for that other shit.
Right.
Yeah.
And hide it.
God bless the things they do here, because there are social programs that money does go and pay for.
Yes.
Shout out to my unemployment that I can't collect anymore, by the way. I haven't been able to collect that since COVID, but I have like a $17,000 balance in there.
Wow.
I just keep denying it through computer trickery. You know what I mean? They'll sit there and I can't get past a certain screen because they'll freeze me up. They'll send me a screen that I can't get past, and then you'll pass the date, and
they're probably like,
you can't get a human on the phone anymore.
Right? They're like,
and they close down the call center too, and I'm like, how am I? Just
give them to the automated center so they could just run around in loops, and we'll just loop them and they'll get so frustrated that they'll just give up and just say,
they're probably recording through your phone.
Yeah, right.
Aliens or whoever from the other side of the portal are watching comedy shows.
They're just laughing,
wigging out.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh my god, this is hilarious."
We got another one who's he's gonna kill himself. He's gonna kill himself on Christmas.
Well, that's another thing, that the whole suicide rate is out the door. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's absolutely.
My whole life mission right now is don't kill yourself this time around.
It's looking towards that way. It looks like it's going that direction.
I'm just like, dude, you're not gonna go out like that. You're gonna make it. Yeah, this shit sucks, and just keep going, because you're just coming back. That's the only thing keeping me. I don't know what happens after you die, right? But I do believe that if you kill yourself, you ain't going to heaven. And worst case scenario, you're coming back.
That's an interesting thing.
Maybe you're coming back with 3 legs. I already had 3 legs. You come back with 1 leg.
Or something, right? That's a good one. Yeah. That's a good one.
Come back with 1 leg and a really painful thumbnail.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, on
all
your
the time.
Hand. And your left hand is it's a hook. It's
yeah.
It's my strong hand.
I was about to say, get my strong hand.
You got your left hand in the mashed potatoes. Right. And your right thumbnail is it's like a hook. And you can't use it to hold anything.
Nah.
Yeah. And you have a lisp.
I wonder if there's an NDE.
What's that?
Near-death experience of someone who tried to commit suicide.
Oh, dude, yeah.
I should look that up
There
because
are, and you know,
oh, is there?
There's
Okay.
there's shit where people fail.
Okay.
You know? And the thing is, so when they do survive, this is something else that kind of keeps me going. This is a dark topic, but I got a dark sense of humor. But you know, we do.
Everybody does.
If you don't have a dark sense of humor, what are you enjoying in this world? Because this world is dark, man. You better learn to laugh at the tragedy.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what? I mean,
you got to embrace yin and yang, right?
well, yeah.
I mean, that's
Facts.
you
Can't
can't
have
have good without the bad, right?
Right. I'm waiting for the upswing myself. You know, I know when you're
You and me both.
been in the low points, the best shit is right around the corner. So like you power through
For sure.
the tough times. So speaking of like Thanksgiving, the holidays are coming up. My birthday was yesterday.
6th.
Or,
Yep.
2 days ago.
Happy belated birthday, by the way.
Sir, thank you. But it's depressing because I'm going through breakup,
Right.
divorce. You know,
Right.
you sit here and you dedicate your life to a family, and then it falls apart, and then holidays come around. You know, bummer. So it's like, yeah, how was Thanksgiving? Well, it was actually, I am blessed that even in this breakup, because, you know, I'm not from here. I'm not from here.
Right.
My wife's family's from here. And they, even though we fell out bad, they still had me over for Thanksgiving.
Oh,
you know?
really? That's
I
nice.
was over there. Muhammad was there. Hamza was there.
Okay.
We're all chilling. We had a
Right.
great time. So,
Good.
like, it was a great Thanksgiving.
Right.
You know, it was
Right.
a good time. And I am lucky because it could be worse, man. I could be cut out. I could be shunned.
That's
know?
always the thing that I've always tell people, like, and you know, sometimes you get backlash on it. Is like I always say it could be worse, and they're like, you know,
You could-
like,
yeah.
I mean, dude, let's
You
be
could
honest.
you could live in Palestine.
Right. You
Yeah.
could be living in a third world country with nothing.
You could be fucking getting smoked by a drone in fucking the Ukraine.
Not even know, yeah. And some mishap
You
or
seen
something.
them videos of the fucking drones?
Oh
they're
man,
using
that's
over there?
crazy.
Coming soon. Coming soon. to
Like
America.
that's what. Just think about this thought, right? So they're thinking about, like, you know, the idea of postal service or delivery service being omitted by drone services,
Okay.
right? But
Yeah.
what happens if something
I had a cool
happens?
adventure for that, by the way. But go ahead.
Oh yeah.
I
Well,
do.
don't
I'll
say
set that
it.
aside.
Don't put it
I
out.
know.
there.
I know. I'm not gonna shout
Yeah.
it out there.
But
they're gonna steal it anyway.
But like the thing is what happens is, like, people have been hacking stuff forever.
Yeah.
What happens if another country or some other, you know, computer savant from a country that doesn't really like America
Right.
get a hold of those and just starts doing mayhem?
No, they don't even need to. You know, when all those railroad mishaps were happening a while back, it made me realize. You know, we had like two or three train derailments. They had the shit in what is it? I think it was called Palestine.
Yeah,
out here in Ohio.
yeah. Palestine,
Big
right,
mushroom
right,
cloud that was
right,
fucking completely
right.
safe.
The
and normal.
weird
Don't worry
weird
about it, dude.
clouds.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah, turn the other way.
Right, yeah.
It's all good. We
Shout
got
out
taken
Norfolk
care
Southern.
of.
I'm from Norfolk, Virginia, so like,
Yeah.
you know, I put a Norfolk Southern sticker on my car, and then they fucking derailed the train. Like,
Right.
I'm like, you idiots! Way to make me look
Right.
stupid
No, I
for,
hear you.
for fucking hanging out with you guys.
I wonder
but,
how that is all going on all over there. We should look up into
Oh, East
that.
Palestine, yeah.
Or, yeah, and see what is like
Oh,
the
it's gonna be
testing.
similar to that fucking the Teflon. You know,
The DuPont
have you seen that Dark Waters? Yeah,
Yeah, it's DuPont,
shit,
right,
They
yeah,
dumped all
yeah.
the shit in the fucking the river.
waters, right?
And since they were the ones testing
Or-
it, they were just like, well, it's not a chemical that's on the known list of fucking hazardous chemicals, but they're the ones who make the known list.
That's even
Everybody
crazier.
out
Like
there
the
is born
whole
crazy
thing
as hell.
about like the Detroit water.
Oh yeah, the
Now I talked to a with the lead being in the water.
yeah.
And so I talked to a person who is in environmental science,
Okay.
and they said they had to check that the water, you know,
Yeah.
relatively, like, I don't know. It was like crazy, like, amount. Like, I think it was more often than people really know of. Like, they're supposed to check it every week or something. It was like, then how the hell, if you're supposed to be checking it that often, that this just slipped through the cracks? Like, that's just not, you know, that's
That's all
That
planned,
can't
man.
even
You know,
happen.
it's like there are certain areas where it's more beneficial to the powers that be for people to die. Instead
Yeah.
of like, oh, we're gonna take care of them. Oh, we don't want to. Our tax dollars need to go overseas.
Right.
We don't need to help
see, that's what I
people
don't
who
get.
are poor. We'd rather they fucking quietly die due to some us turning the other way, right? Or like New Orleans. You know, I went down to New Orleans.
Right.
I'm talking to them down there. They're still rebuilding from Katrina.
Oh.
They're still rebuilding all over the place. It's, you know,
I guarantee you.
And so I was talking to locals there, and they were like, "Yeah, they blew the dam." I was like, "What are you talking about?" I didn't know about this.
Interesting.
They
I
were
didn't know
like,
about
they
this
blew
either.
the dam to
Or the
flood
levee?
the poor neighborhood to save the other neighborhood. That was the deal. And
Wow.
everybody down there knows that. And that's not like a well-known thing, but everybody down there knows that. And they're like, yeah, and it happened before. 2 different hurricanes. They headed down, when was it? Hurricane Betsy in like the 60s. They did that as well. And so it's the second time they've done it and flooded like, what is it, like the 9th Ward or whatever? It's like the poor black neighborhood to save like the fucking other shit.
Right.
If shit is all deep, that's deep south. You know, it's fucking hella racist down there. And they're just like, boom, we'll fucking blow the dam. And they heard like the charges go off. They heard the explosions. Actually, Lil Wayne did a real good song.
We should look that up and
It's a good one.
and look it up.
It's not like on Spotify because it's on a mixtape. It's like Georgia Bush.
Yeah.
It's good, but he's like, it's dark. It's about, he knew people, in these pools,
Right.
basically, just the flood.
Wow.
People that died in the school,
Well,
and whatever, and then the cops killing people who were just trying to survive. Saying they're like looting and they're killing people down there, and it's when you're in a survival situation.
I'm sure there's a lot of crooked stuff down there that happened. Especially that's like the whole like, it was at the infancy of like Ring and all this, but people had camera phones and stuff. But like, if your things are not working,
barely had a camera phone back then.
and the
That was
water,
like 2006 or something.
Yeah, and if you get it like, the waterproof and the technology wasn't there yet, like what they have now.
I had a camera phone back in 2006. Shit sucked.
But yeah, like how are you gonna get like as soon as that shit gets wet,
it's one
little
pixel
damn.
phone.
Wait, let me go get some rice.
That's a yellow. That's a mustard yellow square.
Right.
That's my boy Michael.
Is that Pac-Man? What?
Yeah, right.
No, right. No, but also like the whole like North Carolina and Texas thing with the Hurricane was it Helen?
I know what you're talking about, but
they don't. Like I was watching some
prisons,
YouTube.
They didn't evacuate the prisons. They just fucking. I don't know what ever came of that, but I remember they were there like wondering like, is anybody?
It's a lot of stuff
alive?
that they're not like letting out of like the true body counts and everybody, and people I've seen on YouTube saying, "Hey, there's bodies everywhere."
Right.
They are downplaying this so much.
Speaking of the true body counts, like these numbers from Israel and Palestine are like off. I know we're going to talk about this next time because I know we need it to be a well researched thing, but there's reporters over there. First of all, the reporters that Israel hasn't killed.
Yeah.
The reporters that are still out there, will say that Israel's using weapons. First of all, they're using AI and they're using drones. Like there'll be like headlines where it's like robots fucking destroyed my neighborhood and killed my family. Right?
Really?
That's what's going on over there. They have the AI that they use. The drones it'll like play children's voices
to
draw people
out, right,
and kill them. That's just insane.
Yeah.
And so what was I getting at? Oh, so the new headline I saw was there was a reporter out there who said, I screenshot it on my phone. I don't want to pull it out, but it's like they're using weapons that instantly vaporize bodies. And they've never seen anything like it. And that's why now there's not going to be a fucking body count. There's not a body.
Yeah.
They're over there with robots and drones that play children's fucking screams.
Voices, yes.
So people will draw
them out, yeah.
And then they'll vaporize them. And then they'll be like, no one died.
Yeah.
There's no genocide. Where's the body?
I could see that, but like that's also, that brings... I can't remember the name. We'll have to do an episode of that. But in Dulce, New Mexico... Did I tell you about that, dude?
Underground.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the weaponry that they said that they were fighting against the Green Berets or that highly specialized Army force, whatever.
Yeah.
That's what they said, the type of weapons that they had.
We'll do that. That'll be our schizophrenia special, where we talk on everything that makes it sound schizophrenic. Actually, we could probably talk about the Saturn, my whole... Saturn,
talk about your Saturn thing that you want to bring.
And no, that'll be schizophrenia special.
Oh, okay. You want to do that next time?
Yeah,
because I did a little bit of thing on Saturn. But yeah, but that's what that gentleman described when they were on the underground in Dulce, New Mexico, that they had weaponry that was literally vaporizing, turning his comrades inside out.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, like, this dude...
It's created by IWI, the fucking makers of the Uzi. Now
right. Like, just crazy stuff. Yeah, like, just crazy stuff that's, unworldly, But all of a sudden, that whole thing came about, and...
I still love my Uzi, by the way. Even though I don't like Israel.
Yeah.
By the way, for my viewers at home, my grandfather's Jewish. that matters. But people will be like, "Oh, you're anti-Semite."
Right.
I'm like, "Oh, guess what? Maybe I sound anti-Semitic for saying like maybe we shouldn't be vaporizing people or or using robots to kill kids. When people are just trying to not get murdered. I don't know. I guess anything for the Holy Land, dog.
I don't.
It might as well have World War
There's
III over the Holy Land.
But what are they like? What is it all fighting for? I don't know. Like you've heard multiple things of like. I remember they found, or supposedly found, this one archaeologist found the tomb of Gilgamesh, supposedly, right? Really? It's supposedly, yes, out in there.
Shout out ancient stonework.
And then all of a sudden, as soon as that was released, guess who comes? The United States government.
Oh, nice.
And took over the whole thing.
Really? I'm surprised we didn't find it first. Who found it? A farmer?
Some archaeologist was digging in.
The farmer, it was a sheep farmer or something, fell into a cave and found all fucking Dead Sea Scrolls, all these fucking the apocryphal texts.
That was the same thing with
and the original shit from the Bible.
Yeah, same with Göbekli Tepe. It was just found by a sheep farmer in Turkey. Yeah,
I kind of just got into that. You might have sent me a link or somebody. No, you were talking about this on the phone with me.
That they won't excavate it.
Yeah, I wasn't familiar, and I ended up looking into it a little bit. But
that's another thing. Is like, okay, so you have an ancient civilization that has baffled us of how they built their architecture or whatever, the monolithic, structures. And these people were hunter and gatherers, supposedly, didn't know shit from Shinola, And
I think everything's been what it is now. That's my personal theory. I think we're living on a loop.
I think so too. I think it's like almost like they hit the reset button when we're not doing right.
You heard of that mud flood shit? That whole theory? The mud floods? Where these old buildings with these huge doorways and arches are actually like built for giants. And those are like the like standpoints. Those are the things that are still permanent in this like matrix that we're in.
Okay.
And then they'll sit there and wipe the slate clean and restart. And they have these pictures from like early 19th century in like Russia or whatever. When it's like, say it's like Moscow or whatever. And it's people who are just like looking confused. Like a couple people wandering around this huge like city. Nothing. Like they just got stuck there. Yeah. And so like what they're saying, like they'll wipe it clean and like they'll find these. So like I think the whole thing behind the mud floods, and like I'm kind of talking out of my ass right now, but I'll admit that. So like when you have like these windows in your basement, like the theory is that the house itself used to be, the basement was the ground floor.
Right.
And over time,
it just kept on layering.
The layers as they reset it, and it goes up.
Right.
And you end up with these half submerged buildings.
It makes sense
because dog, it makes sense. Joe Rogan shit. You ever done DMT? I'm saying that's some shit.
It makes sense.
You think you're ready to see what's behind the curtain, and I wish I hadn't. I'll put it that way. Dude.
Right.
Because some things you can't unsee. Some portals can't be closed.
Right.
And I was jaded. I think I was a jaded psychonaut. I did acid and mushrooms enough times where. I've seen it all. I've seen beyond. I've seen subatomic truth where sound fucking binds everything together and becomes color and becomes form and it's a vibration. Right? I've seen all
frequency
that on mushrooms. Like fucking first time I like went beyond.
Right.
Was fucking flying through grids of fucking screaming faces that were every color made a different voice. And there was
like a different tone.
It was fucking wild. And so I was like, I've seen it all. DMT ain't shit.
Right.
That shit kicked my dick off, dog.
Yeah.
And I think I told you, right? Like in my house, because I broke through for the first time in my boy's house, and I was like, dog, where are we?
Right.
Not like where are we? Like where are we? Like what are we existing in? Because you're seeing this base layer of reality.
No, and it is a base layer.
And rather than like acid, where you're feeling like this shit's making your brain see something that's maybe not there.
Right.
Or it's augmented by like a chemical.
Right.
With DMT, you're actually seeing something that's more true. It's outside of time. It's outside of decay. It's like a non-entropic form. It's like a permanent reality, a perfect form. Everything's like built holographically.
Right.
It was extra dimensions. It's almost like a tesseract, this cube, but you go inside it, and it's larger on the inside. Imagine that applying to everything, or like you look at a brick wall, and instead of where all the pores are in it and the decay, the breakdown,
it even breaks it down as smaller,
fucking perfect glass tiles,
right?
And you could see every brick in perfect detail rotating, at the same time in different directions or spinning around. They're spinning and rotating. Like I said, this is the best way I can describe it because there aren't really words to describe something that's outside of human experience, like outside of our typical dimensional reality.
Right.
So when everything's spinning and rotating simultaneously and you can see it all, how do you explain that? Besides that's the deal. And so you kind of see everything.
The reason why I think you're onto something there is like something I personally believe in is everything is moving counterclockwise or clockwise, right? Everything's spinning.
Okay.
Like you said, everything has a vibration or frequency, but those two combined is like, your vortices and frequency, then you're seeing the truth of what everything is composed of and made up of.
Yes.
Now, if you look at like galaxies, they're spinning. Black holes, it goes going one way or the other way.
Right.
But also on dynamics, like how water is vibrated through sound.
Okay.
And it is I always tell people go and look and get the videos on a resonance machine. Okay, a resonance plate.
Magnetic resonance, like MRI or something.
Well, it's like a vibration plate, basically.
Gotcha.
And they put sand on it or salt on it, and they change the frequency, and the shapes turn into different things. That's what, like, basically, like what you added on to is what everything is basically. I think the universe is made up of,
right?
But the combination of like that spin.
It is. I think it's a combination of sound. I don't know what matter is, right? I don't. Matter is, it's made up of molecules, right. But, like, what is it really when we're all, like, light forms, right? Like, nothing exists till you observe it. Like, that's kind of part of the deal with quantum physics as well. Like, with your, like, double-slit experiment. Light is simultaneously a wave, and it's particles, and when it's a wave until you observe it, and then it collapses the wave into a particle stream. And so, like, the double slit experiment.
I was just about to say that.
So like that's a
until it's
thing.
observed.
So when you're observing it here on the paper, it changes by the slit before it hits the paper.
Right.
So what is that like? The implications of that for like because it's time perception. Like something's occurring. Well, speed of light's the speed of light, right? So take time out of the equation, I guess. But, like, it has implications in time because if something happens, something changes before you, like, if you're looking at, like, something on a ruler. Or, like, in distance. If I'm looking at something over here, why is it changing beforehand?
Before it gets here, right.
But that being said, the speed of light is pretty much the moment that we're in all the time. So, like, nothing travels faster than that, apparently. Or else you could time travel. That's, like, the deal, right?
I mean, it's just basically like a nuclear bomb goes off. Like, you'll see the flash go off, then you'll see the wave, the sound wave, you know what I mean?
Well, the sound travels behind the light, but like, what I'm saying is that I'm just kind of running back my statement on time because if you're considering the speed of light, well, there is no time involved.
No, because that's what you have to base it off of. Like that's
the constant.
That's the standing constant, right? Yeah. The stand like the base.
What is it? 93 million miles, 8.5 seconds.
I don't know.
Light, 8.5 seconds.
It's
from
crazy.
The sun to Earth. Apparently, that's what they say. But
now,
who knows, man?
Like that's the thing with like quantum physics, and the one thing of like I'm sort of looking forward to AI because the quantum computer.
Are you?
Not like.
Let's see how
I'm
dark
sort of
it gets.
Scared.
Let's see how
I don't want to like do like Terminator 2. Terminator. Like I hope it doesn't get to that.
I'm John Connor. I'm actually Reese. Reese, John Connor's dad, the original dude that jumped back from Terminator.
Right.
Right off the rip, he fucking makes a shotgun, goes in the cop's car, fucking saws off the stock, saws off the barrel.
Which one is this one?
The first Terminator.
Okay,
the first Terminator is badass.
Man, I can't remember that one.
Oh, it's incredible. Because he fucking he touches down and gets ready for like guerrilla warfare in a fucking city in the past when he's been fighting them in the future. Now, it's him versus Arnold. Arnold sits there and Uzi 9mm,
Did you ever
auto loader shotgun? You know your guns, buddy.
But did you ever hear like the quote of like I think it was Einstein? He said the Third World War would be fought with rocks and stones, and that's like.
He said, "I'm not sure what weapons are going to use to fight World War III, but it is certain that World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones." It's pretty deep, and I mean, we're about to find out.
I hope.
I don't think it's going to be sticks and stones. I think it's going to be there's going to be people with survive and go underground, and they're gonna have relics. We're gonna have a World War IV with guns still. It's gonna keep moving, you know.
No, I think so too. It's just a weird quote that he would say something like that, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe because of like the whole advancement, like maybe he foresaw like the technology would be so far that we were like, okay, here, like you said,
Well, it's just an
EMP bomb is created.
Metaphor, you know, it's like he knows like it's metaphorically it's certain doom.
Right.
You know, and
like, it could be metaphorically, like you said, it could be changed.
But to say realistically, I know how to make a gun. Make a gun. So if I survive, I could fight the next war with a fucking gun I made at the crib.
Right.
You know, I could fix an AK's rubber band.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we can make it happen. I don't need a stick or a stone. I could take I could find a tube, and we could make that shoot stones. And I'd be fighting with stones, but I'd be shooting out of a tube.
I mean, I guess you could make a projectile, basically. Absolutely. Yeah.
I got the fucking improvised munitions manual. You know the shit that really puts you on a list? People were like, anarchist cookbook is one thing, but like, whatever you do, don't download like the Army improvised munitions handbook. And I was like, download that. Fuck, I'm already on the list, dog. If there's a list, I'm on it.
Yeah.
Been on it. You know?
But I don't even know what that is.
Like a list, like a government watch list.
Okay.
I'm trying to find out how to make fucking
certain things.
Explosive from my piss. And that's what they teach you in this other shit. You can piss in the
MacGyver
fucking... You sit there and filter it over time and make potassium nitrate and fucking make a fucking anti-personnel fucking booby traps.
Right.
Fucking just shoot a bunch of nails at the door when someone walks through it.
You don't want to do that.
Oh, I don't care. Like I said, I'm not gonna kill myself, but
yeah, no, I hear you.
Hey, it's a noble way to go out, fucking fighting,
we were saying,
fighting for your what is it? The God-given rights. If you believe in God, but what's a right? Because if it's a right, if it's like a inalienable right, you don't give it to me. It's mine. So I don't need your permission to fucking protect myself.
I get it.
So like I'm holding mine down, and if the government decides that's against the rule, well, how? Why? Why is that against the rule? I don't have any illegal guns, by the way, but I'm just saying, theoretically, you know, we're going to sit here and
sets the standard?
Why is any gun illegal?
Yeah, why is there a set standard?
Right, because it says shall not be infringed.
Right, you know, and I
realize I'm wearing a bunch of fucking gun gear right now, so.
Oh, it's all right.
Just hide my face from the camera.
Yeah, too late for that.
Oh, yeah, no, we're all good. Like I said, I don't care. I have fucking... we live in the fucking... where we live is like the loosest, which is... God bless it, right? Mm-hmm. Like as far as like the rules for carrying.
Right.
Because constitutional carry here, and you can sell... private sales of firearms, right? Like, so I could have a gun. I could sell it tomorrow to anybody. It's not illegal. That's stupid, I think, personally. If you want to do something, like, make people, like, have a bill of sale with somebody. Because, like, what if I sell that shit, somebody else sells it, and then, a cop got killed with a shotgun that registered to me 3 years ago. Okay, well, I sold it 2 years ago. I don't fucking know where it went. It's not my job. It's not my job to do that. You know? No, straight up, it's not. It's and that's in this state at least. Mm-hmm. You know, other states you got to sell it through an FFL.
Well, that's so crazy how the whole gun thing has changed rapidly within. What was the first concealed weapon thing? A couple of years ago, like 5 years ago, to sign up to get a concealed weapon.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's relatively like
we've been having. You've been able to have a concealed weapon. What do you mean?
Yeah. No, but I'm saying like back in the day, you weren't. You know,
I honestly, I'm not too familiar because I was raised in a military household.
Right.
My parents been carrying concealed my whole life.
Like, okay,
you get a concealed carry permit, your CCW. You go take a class, you get a concealed carry.
Yeah, but when was that implemented?
A long time ago. It's been around. People been able to concealed carry.
I want to I had to do the research.
Like here in Ohio,
was it like in the 80s, 90s, 2000s? When was that?
I couldn't tell you. I was born in 85. And
so they had it way back then.
Yeah. My first gun I shot, I think I was 11, and my mom, my dad had a Desert Eagle, my mom had a baby Eagle. I wanted to shoot the Desert Eagle, but I was like 11.
Oh yeah,
right?
I mean,
so I shot the. Yeah, so you know.
I didn't know it. I didn't know.
Back to Israel again.
That's new to me because I thought definitely like the whole concealed weapon thing happened like within the 2000s. You know.
January 8, 2004. House Bill, Bob Taft.
2004, okay.
Yeah,
2004 was when
20 years to carry concealed. That was in Ohio. I'm looking up here. I got you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That was Ohio.
That was for Ohio for
When it first
2004.
They made that like a thing, like CCW period.
Yeah, because that'd be interesting.
Were you able to just carry? Is that when they made it so you had to have a license to conceal carry? Because before that you could just carry, right?
Well, I mean, if you could, but you'd probably get a lawsuit.
They make it, because they'll sit there and change the rules.
I mean,
and next thing you know,
well, that's probably what happened. Something catastrophic happened. They're like, oh man, we got to revise this.
Well, I know after they shot Reagan in the 80s, they put a ban on a bunch of guns. That's why a lot of shit's hard to find from back then. Like, it's like pre-ban automatic weapons, right? Like your MAC-10s or your fucking Uzis, stuff like that. You can still get them though.
Yeah.
You just have to pay a bunch of money.
Right.
1976 in Georgia, legislator passed a bill introduced by Lieutenant Governor Zell Miller, which became model for later laws. So 76 is when it
sort of kind of started the whole program.
But here you don't even need to. They ask.
But that's what I'm saying now.
Carry permit? I'm like, nope.
Now it's like, but like what I'm saying, from 2004 till now, now it's like, okay, whatever. It's like almost like Wild Wild West, like just
right
be
here
packing, right?
I'm carrying, and it's one in the chamber, and there ain't no safety on it.
Right.
I live in East Cleveland, dog. Like, that's the deal. I had to run people off.
Oh, you just told me about the dude breaking in front of your neighbor's yard.
Yeah, I just walked right up to him.
Yeah.
And I fucking put my shit under my arm. I was like, can I help you?
I get it.
I thought at first I was like, oh, hope it didn't scare like a DoorDash guy.
Yeah, right.
And then, because he looked terrified. I was like, oh shit. But we had heard shit outside and my fence is open. And I was like, and I get out there and he's parked in front of my driveway. So I had, my fucking, it's a big gun basically. Right. It's not a big gun, but it's a big handgun.
Right,
it's fucking FNN, fucking 545, 18 plus 1, 45. It's chunky. It's a beefy pistol. I'm walking, I got my flashlight, and then I see the guy sees me, and I was like, oh shit, I saw he's terrified. So under the arm, and I walk up, and I was like, hey, can I help you? Is there a reason you parked in my driveway? And he runs into the car. And I just walked up to close my fence. I'm like probably 5 feet away from him, but he's in the car, and then he peels out. And then I go to sit down in the chair in my driveway to see if he would come back. But then I was like, I realized he was behind his car. Next to me, there's a vacant lot. Across the street is a vacant lot.
Right.
I'm like, okay, if this dude was behind his car, he's not a DoorDash guy because everything else in front of it, you'd have to go the other way.
Yeah.
So I was like, there's a car in front of my house, my neighbor's car. Mm-hmm. And I was like, maybe he's trying to break into that shit. And I go, sure enough, he had peeled the fucking... peeled the window out, rolled up like a burrito. Yeah, you saw that? Yeah,
I saw the glass. I was like, damn,
I was like, holy smokes, what happened? So then I called my neighbor. We had a little powwow in the street and everything. And
What did it turn out to? Did anything happen?
Oh, no. That was it. I ran the guy off. I don't think anything got stolen out of the car.
Oh, that's good.
I came out.
But still, now this guy has to get a glass.
He was probably my height, 6'2". He's an Indian guy, skinny neck, ringed out collar. He was a faded, a red shirt that was faded to like a pinto,
strung out.
Pinto mud. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he looked strung out. His eyes were all wide, but I was like, well, he's probably on drugs and terrified.
Oh yeah. Well,
which rightfully so.
No, right.
You get caught up. I was walking out. I cut a fucking mean silhouette when I'm walking down my driveway with a big fucking work jacket on.
Yeah, right.
But for some situation like that, I put on my neon fucking, it's the high vis shit with the reflectors on it. So I'm like, I don't look like, I look official. And either way, I'm big.
Right.
In the jacket, I mean, the jacket particularly, that makes me look huge. So, you get some, you're in East Cleveland and you think nothing's happening. Next thing you know, it's like, oh, here's a fucking huge,
got this big yellow thing.
Wild-eyed fucking bald-headed maniac.
With a big yellow
with a huge fucking gun.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, that dude he took off.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I was, you never know, I guess. A lot of people be like, I'll do this or that in this whatever situation. I had a shot. Man, you better be more careful than that. First of all, you don't need to.
Yeah.
You're going to be going to court for that, If you do shoot, make sure you kill him.
There's so many things.
Because you don't need two sides of that story.
Right.
First of all, I'm just saying, for real, if you have to shoot somebody, make sure you kill them. You don't want to fucking leg somebody and let them go to court and sue you and
There's so many different things that can happen.
Get a lawyer. No, you plug them and you say, that guy said, I'm going to fucking kill you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, but I'm not going to shoot
I hear what you're
All
saying.
you have to do
but we don't promote any kind of killing or anything.
No, you don't.
But if somebody's doing dirt, I get it.
To shoot anyone. I've never shot anyone, and I hope I never have to.
Yeah, that's
But you're not going to break into my car. I wouldn't. Even if someone's breaking into my car, I'm not going to shoot them. But I'll show up in the driveway.
Sure.
With a pistol.
I had a kid broke in my car one time, 5 o'clock in the morning. And I caught him, and I was a dumbass. I should have went around the back and snuck up on him, but I like went through the garage door and didn't even think about shoes because I got like so.
Are you barefoot?
Like, yeah, I was so like frustrated because it was early in the morning, getting ready for work, and I was something like, what the hell's going in my car, And then I'm like, oh shit, there's somebody going ruffling through the car, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? Then like not thinking, like the emotions of I'm gonna get this dude, took over me, and then think properly, and then that's why I was like, oh, maybe I should have like put my shoes on. I would have caught the dude. I mean, I was literally like at arm's way, and then I just was like,
you ran after him?
Yeah, I ran after him.
Caught a whiff.
I caught a whiff of him, and I couldn't get it because I was walking on barefoot, like on rocky pavement, and I was like,
it smells like fucking crack smoking BO.
Dude, I was just like, damn.
And fucking burning rubber.
I was such an idiot. I should have put my shoes on, and then I was like thinking I should have just went around back and crept up on him so he didn't hit the garage door because that tipped him off, and then just slammed him into the car and just called the cops.
Put a weapon on him or something.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
sometimes better just to scare him away, as long as they're not. Because for me, like.
It was a young kid in high school, and I felt bad in a way. Like, I didn't feel bad.
First of all, you get killed trying to fight someone breaking in your car, or you kill them. I don't want to deal with either one, dude. I'd rather scare them off.
Yeah, I'd rather just scare them off. But then it was like, ironically,
breaking into my house if it's a threat to me.
Now that's different when you're putting multiple lives in danger, especially with kiddos.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's just different. Like
you will get shot.
That gets creepy. That gets creepy.
Fucking Houston 500.
You're right.
The Houston 500.
Huh?
This porno shit back. Like 500 dudes fucked. Porn star named Houston.
Oh no, I don't. Yeah.
Or was it? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Fucking the Houston 500. Yeah, it was 500 dudes wearing like fucking weird masks.
Jeez, I don't even want
to train on some girl.
That's disgusting.
So I'll say you get shot.
Oh
like
god.
The Houston 500.
Oh god. But anyways, the kid. They ended up finding the kid. They knew of him because I saw him, and I gave a description like, oh, I think it's this kid, and found out there was like I felt bad for his mom because he's a single mother, and. He's been known to do stuff, and like I'm like I feel bad for the mom because she's trying to make ends meet and stuff.
Yeah. Well, so is
he. Well, same here. Like I hear that.
I know.
He took all my change, and like I felt bad. He's like, I'm like, I
understand it, man. When shit's desperate,
like he got desperate, and I was like, dude, I get it. And it's just, I felt my heart went out to him.
Anything. You can just fucking burn PayPal for $1,000. Like easy peasy.
Yeah.
Right? You fucking run a Cash App scam on a senior citizen.
Oh, I would never do that.
That's why I kicked.
I would never do that.
No, I'm just saying,
there's a lot out there.
People do that. People make
that actually happened to a client sister of mine. Is she got that whole thing happened like a scam, internet scam thing of, if you don't pay this, and then also. I think my mother got a
back
called.
Tax thing? They called
it was a one. I don't know the one particular, but my other one was through my mother was like called from a bank. She had a bank account there, but it was like old and she didn't use it and blah blah blah.
Right.
And they said you owe something onto that thing, and they gave her like a number, which was not a legit number because I was like. She called me and she's like, blah, 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 blah. I was like, don't you dare say anything.
It's a WhatsApp fucking phone number.
Yeah. I was like, do not. I was like, you call the bank, from that bank, the number that you have and correlate and see if they have any kind of recognition of that number that they give you.
Like, that's how even like.
Never say anything over the phone.
Debt collectors hit me up and they're like, hey, trying to reach Nick.
Don't mail it to you.
I'm like, okay, what's up? And they're like, they're not trying to get you let you off the phone until you pay right. And they're like, can you make a payment on it? And I know it's a debt that I owe, but I'm like, hey, do me a favor, like send me a bill.
Right.
Oh well, and I'm like, well, check this out. I don't know you from nobody.
Yeah,
I don't know you from Jack.
That's a tip right there that she said. Send me the bill.
Send me the bill because I was like, you just because you called me, I'm supposed to send you money? Are you fucking crazy?
Right.
Like send me something in the mail. And other than that, you could fucking. Sit and spin, dude. You know what I mean? Sit on your thumb and wait for me. Hold your breath.
So I was thinking about, and I know like the whole like family situation with Christmas and stuff, like you're saying. But I have a real funny story to go on a lighter note. Because like, man, shit. Yeah. We went through a lot of stuff today. But on a lighter note, just, give you a little story time, I call it.
Story time with Michael
Story
Harsey.
time.
Hot dog, Michael the Machine, Hot Dog Harsey.
Yeah, story time, everybody.
Yes.
So we were taking out, and I was like, oh man, I got to say this on a podcast because this is funny. So we all seen Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
So, my old man one day, I was in probably grade school, whatever, and we had a garage that was like, you know, like a 2-story garage type deal, you know, high ceiling.
Yeah.
He's like, Michael, I need your help, you know, get the Christmas decorations out. I'm like, man, really? Like, you know, like being a teenager, like preteen, I'm like, oh man, okay, here we go. And you remember the part where Chevy Chases get locked in the attic, and then all of a sudden he's like all bundled up, and then his feet just fall through the plaster, and he's on Rusty's bed, on the bunk bed, you know? Okay, just imagine that happening, right? Well, let's make it what actually happened at our house. Okay, all of a sudden this dude is grabbing, you know, decorations. All of a sudden, whoosh, I see 2 legs come right from the ceiling. But he didn't fall through, guys. He's straddling a 2x4. I mean, straight holding a whole pound of Aunt Nutty's nut butter. And you know, like the whole, like when you see the cartoon, you know, I'll tell you what, I never heard my dad's voice get like that, like high octave, you know, when you get hit in the, you know.
He hit the helium.
Oh, man, he hit the helium balloon right there.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, my balls, like screaming. He's like, oh, Michael, my nuts. I'm like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Like I should just see 2 legs, like a half sheet of drywall hanging, and you're yelling at me to grab this shit, you know? And all of a sudden, I'm laughing. I can't help it. I'm hysterically like crying, laughing on this like ladder that comes from the attic. All of a sudden, whoosh, whoosh. He throws these damn things like to me, these decorations, which was like a thing that you stick into the ground, like a wooden thing. Like knocked me in the head. I'm still laughing though. I was like, dude, I got I'll take one for the team on that. Yeah. And then, dude, it was so funny because I was like, this totally reminds me of like when that happened. I was like, this is totally like a Griswold freaking like snippet, but he just got crotched. I mean, it was like you see those jackass videos, people getting hit in, you know, the junk. Dude, all of a sudden, it was like right now, all of a sudden, 2 legs, badoosh. It wasn't like half tilt or like, oh, I can hang on to this, because he had 2 hands filled. So it just like, him just like, okay, I'm just going to bash my nuts, spread my legs and jump on this 2x4 type deal. You know, and he was a big dude. But
that hurts to fall. That's from standing up to these sheer nuts.
Dude, like, 3 feet I couldn't even imagine. Oh, yeah. I mean, he was like your size, like, you know, 6'1", so you're a big dude, you know. I'm surprised he didn't break the damn 2x4 with it and fall all the way down, you know. But
yeah, well, is it a 2x4 or is it probably 4 joist, right?
Oh, well, they had a 2x4 as a little walk path that hold the trusses together.
Okay.
So the trusses were going the one way, and
so he fell on the 2x4 between the trusses.
Right.
Ow.
Right.
There's a narrower, there's more concentrated area for all your weight to land on. Jesus Christ.
Oh boy, he got it, boy. He got it good. And I'll tell you what, like I said, never have I ever heard him like cried like a little boy before. Like he was just in pain. Like I mean, he done some shit like, you know, got hurt and stuff, but never like he was. Oh, my balls! Like,
no, he's lucky he didn't get
my motherfucking balls, Michael.
Yeah.
I was like,
lucky he didn't cleave that shit straight off.
Well, speaking about that.
Okay.
So I was.
Speaking of cleaving your dick off.
Speaking about cleaving the dick off and balls off, right? So by chance, it was like wintertime, and I was talking to this mechanic, and you know this, you know, the person who does the financing there was there, and they called the one mechanic Uniball, and I was like, what? Like Uniball? What the hell?
Yeah, what are you, a pilot?
Yeah, like, are you a pen or something? Like, a special pen, like Uniball pen or whatever. I don't know what. Right. And I was like, and then he's like, well, it's funny, you know, how I got that. And I was like, where is this all going? So this mechanic's like, let me tell you a story how I got the call Uniball. Say almost the same exact thing as my father, but this dude had it worse. He like fell on like a, you know, 2x4 that going vertical, not like the 3.5 inch. He fell on the 2.5 inch.
Oh, okay. I thought you
1.5.
Yeah, 1 and 3.
Yeah,
1.5.
Yeah, he fell on the 1.5. This guy. My dad fell on the 3.5. You know.
Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't break that then. That's just a break.
Dude,
Either way.
I don't. Either way,
So this
he's
guy
a
fell
big
on the
dude.
vertical stack.
He's on a vertical stack,
Which are more
right?
solid.
Right. Well, he sort of tilted off and went like sideways, which ripped his testicle, one of his testicles, in his scrote.
I'm cringing right now, man.
Dude, straight up went like, ring, and just ripped that son bitch off.
Yeah.
Like, just got pulled out like a, you know.
Does it hurt when he comes now?
I didn't get that far away from that.
I wonder. You got a phantom,
I
you got
do
a
wonder
phantom
about
limb
that.
there?
Like, yeah, like when people get, what is it, vasectomies or
Yeah,
was it?
vasectomy.
Yeah. Where does that go? Does it get absorbed in your body?
What?
Like when you bust?
No, you still come, but so I had a friend because when I was married, of course, you know, like metaphorically, she had already fucking stripped me of my balls, but then she wanted to like literally do it too. She was like, I don't want any more kids. I get a vasectomy. I'm like, you don't want any more kids? You get a goddamn vasectomy.
Yeah.
No, like you know.
Take your shit, dude.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want more kids.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't like doctors. I don't go to the doctor.
Yeah, true.
I'm not gonna go to the doctor to have my fucking ball sack go under a scalpel.
Right.
It's not happening. Oh, but it's reversible. Oh, so I'll go under twice in case we get broken up with. Why don't you just, first of all, I'll pull out.
Right.
Birth control. That's the old school birth control.
But back to my question, we got to find out where this goes.
So
how does this happen?
So I asked him because people will be like, "Oh, it's painless, this or that."
Yeah.
He was like, "No, dude, that shit fucking hurt like crazy." And the first nut the first time I came,
this is your friend.
This is my buddy on Bridge. He's like, the first time I came after my vasectomy, he was like, it was hurt so bad, and I came blood. And I was like, well, that's that. I was like, that's my fucking answer to the question. No, fuck no. I get a vasectomy. I was like, you know. Like I felt.
I gotta figure out how this all works.
Obviously, they go through so much with the pregnancy.
Karen, Katie, whatever.
But I'm like, I'll survive off head like a fucking cannibal.
Right.
You know.
I don't understand though. Like I had to do a little research on that and come right back. Oh yeah. By the way, on the last podcast, the term "knocking the boots." Yeah. I was like, where'd that come from? Right. I guess it's the 18th, 19th century thing, where they didn't have like.
The beats with two backs.
Well, they used to put the boots underneath the bed, you know?
Oh, okay.
And then they didn't have like a box spring or anything, you know? Like that time, you just had like a mattress.
Yeah.
And then they put the work in, and that's where it came from.
They just had a bale of hay.
Something. Yeah, right? Let's just go in the barn, they go and bale hay.
You got to strangle her first. You got to hit her over the head with a club. That's old school courtship.
Right.
Back in the good old days.
Right.
You know?
we just go pop them on the head.
And knocking the boots is when you take off your boot and hit the girl. Knock
right in the back of the head. Yeah, right.
In the back of the head. Fucking tranquilize the dart.
Oh, Lord. Take that.
Take that and take this.
Yeah, right.
Oh my. Yeah.
I'm out of here. They'll never know. Medical.
Yeah. She gave her a fake name. Fucking disappeared.
Right.
Fucking.
Do you know how many times people would do that back in the day? I mean, geez Louise.
Fuck, man. Good old days.
Well, and plus, what else would you have to do?
Like, you're suspect. I didn't have Facebook forever, so people will be like, I get single, and it's like a red flag. You don't have like a digital footprint anymore. First of all, my wife made me delete my Facebook. Didn't like all the other attention, which is understandable.
Sure.
Because Facebook's not good for a fucking relationship, man.
No.
It's not good. What's a good way to keep up with every single one of my exes, plus every other girl I've ever wanted to fuck, and any girls wanted to fuck me, and we'll talk all the time out loud. Let me feed my thoughts out here and see who responds for my little fucking serotonin boost or whatever. We're programming ourselves to get addicted to the rush of people interacting with you. But then you're like, now you're getting a rush from all these girls. I mean, guys and girls, but if a hot girl loves your shit, I'm like, bet, no matter who you are. I don't give a fuck if I never cheated on my wife.
Well, that's the whole
right. But if a girl that's dumb sexy, which I'm called like it is, man.
Yeah.
Just me being married don't make a girl not sexy, right?
Right.
So if there's a girl I'm friends with from back in the day, wants to heart every single one of my shits, I'm like, god damn,
right.
You start thinking can I even go back? I can't even go back to Norfolk no more, right? Because I'm like, well, now I want to have sex with her,
right?
And I'm married, so how can I go back and not see this person that I'm fucking growing in love with on the internet, right? So Facebook is not good for a monogamous relationship, in my opinion. So when she asked me to delete it, I did, right?
Well, it could be you come both ways.
And you're like, you don't have a goddamn Facebook, and people are like, what are you, a serial killer? And I'm like,
there is definitely
but I see why you think that.
Definitely, you have to have it all depends on your. What is it? your vices and
Right. Yeah.
and,
That is my vice. Though.
you know,
That's my
like
weakness.
if you can withstand it and keep it true, then you go ahead. But like you got to know your truth of yourself before, you know what I mean, and know what makes you tick. And
you got to be real honest with yourself, man. A lot of people can't be.
No, a lot of people can't be.
Like even me, like it's constantly a thing, dude. Like even recently, you know, like I went to rehab. You know, during the divorce, I fell into coke. Fucking going heavy with coke, trying to make myself feel better, and realized in rehab, I fucking stopped. You know, I know I'm physically fucking capable and intellectually like advanced. Emotionally, dog. I was 4 years old still.
True.
And I didn't realize it until I went there.
You got to look at it
to like think about life for a month, and like it took me 2 weeks, and it was a big eureka moment. Because they had asked me, like, when's the last time you felt safe? It's a lot of shit played into it. Because I always thought I was unique. And when I got there, you know, I lost my temper off the rip, like, kind of. When it's a very stressful situation. And basically, some guy tried to talk shit about my kids. And it was just a moment where I was trying to talk to my kids. Like, no, hold on, man. You told me you weren't even trying to talk to your kid. I fucking lost it, you know, when I'm just trying to get a phone call out. And so either way, you know, my temper goes through the roof. And, like, they were like... I had to stay and talk to the therapist afterwards. She's like, I'll let you get this phone call, but like, she's like, I see you. She's like, you're a trauma kid. You're like one of the kids you can't like, you're not going to be anywhere for long because you can't control yourself because you're still have this armor on that you put on as a kid to protect yourself.
Sure.
And I was like, holy fuck, that's true. That's true. Because it's like one of the things they asked you is like, when's the last time you felt safe, right? You know, I asked you that, right? I don't know if you have trauma. I did have trauma, but they asked like, when's the last time you felt safe? Like, period. Like, 4 years old was the last time I felt safe, and I was like, holy fuck, that's why am I emotionally 4 years old and fucking put on this fucking big mean face to try to scare people away so they don't hurt me. You understand? Until
you find that out,
yeah. And so I'm still learning. I'm still fucking learning things that are like lifelong patterns that have like sabotaged me, because the thing is, like, that shit did get me through my teenage years, and it did stop people from hurting.
Right.
You know, but then like you get into your 20s. Okay, where do I fit in now? Right. And like when I grew up defending my mom.
Right.
You know, my dad was in the military, was gone, and I was in a house that wasn't safe.
Right.
And that's how you learn to like feel valuable.
Right.
You feel valuable by like physically protecting somebody.
Sure.
And so then you get out of your house, and then what do? Okay, I'm not going to get in a fight, but like if someone picks on my friends, then I'll beat everyone's asses. And like that's me showing love to my friend. That's me being a good friend. Because I think they can't do it for themselves. And
I get it.
But like, I didn't realize that was my programming from being a kid and trying to prove my worth to my mom.
Right.
And then you get out of that, and like, you know, I ended up in like gang related shit.
Sure.
Where I go out west and end up fucking being an enforcer for like a bigger, badder group of people. And that was my pattern. It happened everywhere until I get to Cleveland, settle down. Now I got a family, but now there ain't no war.
Right.
Okay? But I'm still aggressive.
Sure.
Because it's called what's this? It's a chemical that goes through your brain. I can't remember what it is, but I just found out about this, where basically like you're hyper vigilant. Oh, it's cortisol, and it basically is like keeps you in that fight or flight. I don't have a flight. My flight, I might run around a corner to like clothesline you when you come around the corner. You know, like I can't run. It doesn't feel right.
Right.
So the fight or flight shit, you're always existing in that, but then you're at your house. You got a wife, you got kids.
Right. Gotta put that away.
Losing it.
Right.
I couldn't put it away.
Yeah.
I didn't even understand that it was there.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so then that kind of, it was part of what sabotaged my marriage, because I couldn't be happy because I'm existing in this thing where now I'm like, okay, I'm sacrificing for the family.
It's pent up. Yeah.
But like I am not appreciated as a protector.
Sure.
And you're not. It's like not feeling right. You got to wrap up?
We got to wrap up. Here
okay. This is.
No, we'll get into that.
Closing segment.
Yeah.
I was gonna start with this joke because like I was hungover today, right? Because like, you know, like I'm sober, but like you'll have these slips.
Yeah, sure.
Relapses. I don't like to call it relapse because
you're not fully
I said, like,
into
you know, sobriety. It's like it's kind of like a what do you call it? Like a Gen Z kid, right? It's non-binary. and it's on a spectrum. No, I'm just saying, like, sobriety itself is not black or white, man. It's a war.
Yeah, it is.
And you're fighting a battle every day, and sometimes you might lose a battle, or it's like a fight, right?
No, right.
If you're gonna get fucking punched in the face, you can't. You can punch, and that guy ain't going down, and you could get punched. Or is that gonna take you down?
Right.
Or are you gonna keep fighting?
True.
So you get punched. Like for me, if I fucking drink some beers. Then I get some, and like my homegirl's like, "Hey, I want to get some coke. Can you let me with your dude?" And I'm like, "Boom, oh, okay. Oh, now I did some coke."
Right.
I'm not beating myself up over that because you beat yourself up over it. What does that lead to for me? More coke.
Right.
Okay. Because like I can't deal with my emotions very well, and you get down on yourself, and you start doing that to feel better, and you end up in this like deficit,
right,
where you're trying to catch up to happiness, and like so like if shit, slip ups happen, and I didn't like that when I was in rehab, where they're like, what is it? Like, relapse is part of recovery. I was like, no, it can't be part of my recovery. I can't relapse. Can't happen. Well, it happens. You're going to have a slip up, but what you can't do is let that shit alter your course.
No, yeah.
And that's what I was going to say.
That's
that was my little
no.
opening joke was like I don't think it's black or white. It's a non-binary. It's a spectrum.
No, it is a spectrum.
And it's on a spectrum.
It's definitely
autism,
hard.
It's sobriety is like, okay, there's, just because if I drank and did like a little coke, well, at least I'm not doing fucking 8-ball every other day.
Not going crazy, right.
And fucking...
losing yourself.
Go steal from Walmart.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I've been there.
Right, no, yeah.
Shout out Walmart, Sam's Club.
Oh,
I probably got 6 months left on my ban. My countrywide ban. Because I was helping myself to Junior Mints and Lego sets.
Yeah.
Spray paint.
But anyways, do you want to end on a end note? Is that your end note?
That's my end note. Yeah, thank you for having me here.
No,
Michael,
it was a pleasure, Nick. I mean, shit, we went everywhere.
Was it?
Yeah,
we
went a little bit everywhere.
About,
no, definitely.
We'll start doing this shit every week.
Oh,
once we got our ball rolling.
Well, once you get the ball rolling, definitely, as we all do, love to love, and
love to love, yeah.
Yes, for sure.
I probably broke a glass somewhere in somebody's house. Somebody watching, just
dude, that's dynamic. The frequency.
Yeah.
And then be good, do good, get good. Love to love.
Random. That was random.